It's time for EdTech Mondays, brought to you by MasterCard Foundation and CC Hub.
Is technology really reshaping higher education for the better? Or are we just digitizing the same old challenges in a new format? Welcome to the EdTech Mondays Nigeria show, a platform that facilitates critical conversations on the use of technology in learning and teaching. I'm Peace Echemuha, your host for today. This month on the EdTech Mondays show, we are discussing evaluating the impact of technology on tertiary education. This series will explore the journey of technology adoption in higher education in Nigeria, from the rapid shift to digital learning triggered by the advent of COVID-19 to the infrastructure, funding and innovation, and skills development in higher education. Across 4 episodes, we will examine how technology is reshaping learning, teaching, research, innovation, and administration while addressing adoption rates, infrastructure gaps, equity challenges, and practical solutions to scale impact. In this first episode, we will explore the journey of EdTech adoption in Nigeria. And to help us dig deep into this conversation, we're joined by 2 people who work at the heart of higher education. Joining me today are Dr. Olafare and Dr. Ogunrinbokun. In getting to know them, Dr. Olafare is an educational and instructional technology expert in design, development, and implementation of instructional content and materials. He is an active member of several professional associations, including the Educational Media and Technology Association of Nigeria, the Higher Education Research Policy Network, among others. Welcome to the show, Dr. Olafare.
Thank you for having me today, and I think the evaluation is long overdue and it's necessary. Thank you very much.
And the very next person, Dr. Ogunrinbokun, is an accomplished educator, chartered accountant, and facilitator with over 20 years of experience across education, finance, and training. He is dedicated to empowering professionals and students alike with practical accounting skills, ethical financial management strategies tailored to today's evolving business environment, one that is increasingly leveraging technology and characterized by blended learning. Welcome to the show, Dr. Ogunrinbokun.
Thank you. I want to say I really appreciate this opportunity, really bringing us from the tower of knowledge to also speak to the public and to let them know what we're actually doing to contribute to the world of knowledge. Thank you very much.
You're very much welcome. So the very first question, in your own perspective or opinion, checking the last few years, what has the journey of technology adoption in higher education institution been like, from administration to teaching to learning?
Okay, thank you very much. I think in the present situation, the transition is ongoing, though the challenges are still the same, but it's been improving on a yearly basis. Though as technology are emerging, we are also trying to catch up with the present situation. But our social, our cultural, and other factors are really affecting us. That is also bringing out the challenges where the implementation and the integration does not really show the way we had expected it to be. And that's where we find ourselves at this moment.
So it means the journey has definitely been challenging.
Yes.
Okay. In your own opinion, Dr. Ogunrinbokun, what would you say the journey has been like?
Well, like what I would like to buttress what Dr. Olafare has equally said. As much as it's challenging, it's bringing out innovation. So it's something that, I always tell everyone that when new things come up, you get to see new solutions.
Yeah.
But to tell you, with the new solution, there's also another emerging challenging factor. And so technology is something that is very interesting. But the major issue is about the perception. How do we think technology is going to change things? But one thing I always tell everybody, that anything that comes in to solve problem, people will surely adopt it. So that is it.
And now, as a follow-up to your statements, yes, what are these challenges and opportunities that exist for lecturers integrating technology into learning and teaching system?
Okay, I would like to come from the side of finance.
Okay.
The challenge that you get to see adopting technology is the costs. I would like to come from there. The costs to the lecturers with the new technology, like where we are now, these gadgets are not cheap. And these are things that you have to make sure you can afford.
Yes.
So if you can't afford it, even if you have the knowledge, you can't implement. So apart from finance, the other thing we also have is the issue of resistance. Because you get to see people are afraid of, okay, what happened? But there are many opportunities in every challenge. So like I have said, the finance. If there is availability of fund for the equipment, people will adopt. And then for people to also get that, there should be adequate training. What does it boil down to again? Finance. So if education is properly financed, the people who are going to drive it will surely get to do more. And I believe Dr. Olafare will expatiate more on it.
Yes, please, let's hear from Dr. Olafare.
Okay, thank you very much. I think from the aspect of finance, the new oil is data, and data literacy is a major factor in this dispensation of technology integration or EdTech tools integration in education. So most people are not literate. They can't even identify what they need that will help them. Like, you talk about different generations of computer, and you imagine, let me say, a professor, students know, okay, this is the one that I will need to solve this problem. This is how I'll blend my instruction in my class to get it done. So it's a major problem. Outside that, from the angle of the finance, I'll see it as accessibility issue. Most people don't have the access. And if it's not accessible, it can't solve the instructional problem. So how do you want to do that when you don't have access to the necessary gadgets, the tools? Though most of our institutions are trying these days, we have different learning management systems that can solve the problem. But even when you have the open source or the free ones, how will you know as a facilitator that this is what I need to solve a problem? So it's not that was why I said earlier that the evaluation is necessary and important at this moment, because most of these things are readily available, but identification, which boils down to accessibility, that if I'm to use this platform, how will I know it's accessible? How will I navigate the platform? Now, if you don't even have the data that will tell you this is what is available, you don't have access to what you know that is available, then that's unequal gap, inequality, and that's coming from the digital divide aspect. So we don't see the same way that, okay, because I'm a digital native, I understand this is in existence. But those that are coming as laggard, we see it like, okay, they are the ones that want to use it. It is not compulsory that I use it. So it's affecting the system, and it's affecting the way technology is being integrated into instruction.
All right, thank you so much for that. You've both shared your thoughts on finance as a major challenge, and you also mentioned something about literacy, right? And I really want us to elaborate on that point. I think there is need to do a whole lot of work in perspective shifting, because let's say thanks to institutions like TED Fund or institutions that provide funding for acquiring digital or technological equipment, right? Once these equipment or infrastructures are available, what about the recipients who are saying, why should we use technology? What's the use of technology? People with the traditional mindset, that just connotes the need for that perspective shift. And I think that is really an existent challenge. So to your co-lecturers, to your co-administrative bodies, how welcoming are they to adopting these tools when they are available? We'll start with Dr. Olafare.
Well, I think people are always ready to use. And the main issue around that is the opportunity. When you don't have the opportunity, you don't know it's available. So if they train the training, when it comes up consistently, and when the facilities are being used, like let's go back to the era of COVID-19. We are left with no other option than to pick what is available. And everybody used it, that this is the only alternative. You see, Zoom has been trending since that moment till this very moment, because we have no other option. And it also helped EdTech companies along with that. And that was why Google Meet was able to capitalize on the weakness of Zoom to come up with something meaningful. So the same thing is applicable to us as facilitators. When we see the opportunity, we grab it. And that was why I said earlier, most institutions are coming up with their own learning management system that can easily help their facilitators to do more and to improve on the way they teach. Almost every institution are already blending their instruction, so facilitators, irrespective of their age, are doing the best they can to make use of technology. But mind it, location is also very important. You can't compare what we'll do here in Lagos to what will happen in places like, let me say, the northern part of Nigeria. There will still be that limitation, accessibility, and others. So it is not that facilitators are not ready. It is not that they are not being trained. But the problem of accessibility will keep recurring, because even if you train me, you want me to use a particular AI tool, but the kind of system I have access to cannot even do one or two things. So how will I do that? I'll be limited to what I have access to. So, and that's what is affecting majority of our facilitators. They can't go beyond what they have access to. So as it's affecting them in that realm, it will also affect their learners, because the way they want to personalize their own learning, the challenges will keep reoccurring. That I'm still limiting you, so you can't go beyond this space.
Thank you.
And
Thank
that's
you.
what it is.
Dr. Ogunrinbokun, do you share the same sentiment?
Yes, I share the same sentiment. And like what I always say, you see, we are a service provider.
Yeah.
It is what your customer wants that you're going to get access to. And I always also want to say this, because it's something that we always discuss, is that those that we are providing services for now, they are digital natives. So you are not going to that class to still want to just write on the board. They want to see something that is real.
Yeah.
They want to say, so for you that you are a service provider as a facilitator, you are not going to class with the same marker and pen. And like what we say now, like the joke where both, when we were coming now, we said we can conduct class even on the road. We just need to park once we have the access. So that is also so when you are talking about like what he said, and I want us to know very well, is that now that we have those that we are providing services for, they need it. So hardly will you see any facilitator that still want to be in the service that won't go for that knowledge. So as much we also have it, the last one I would like to draw on is also policy.
Yeah.
The policy must not be vague.
Okay.
It must be simple and direct. We are using blended learning. We are not that if. So that will give room for people to, but once you say blended learning, everybody follows blended learning. And you have that, and you have classes being done, and then it facilitates a lot of things. And about that perspective, it has really changed. Yes, although accessibility, but perspective has really changed, because it also brings ease to your life.
Yeah.
I can easily be in my house and take class rather than being on the road of Lagos State for 4 hours. So with that, more opportunities abound from those challenges.
All right, thank you. I think it's great that we've been able to establish that the educational trainers are recipients, or they are flexible, rather, to adopting the use of technological tools as long as they are made available. Dr. Olafare, you said something slightly about post-COVID. We started embracing the use of Zoom. We started embracing the use of, I think one other thing that happened is we embraced that hybrid work system can work, remote work system can work. So in bringing it down to the educational system, how did COVID-19 shape the use of technology?
Wow, that's a very good question. And I think it's one of those things, one of the very good questions that we need to solve at this moment. It has taken us to a level that we have seen that these things are readily available, they are useful, and they are credible. In terms of instructional delivery, in relation to assessment, even when you look at counseling or guidance, you can sit back at home and guide your students, provide mentoring and the feedback, you can replan their activities, and you can all see that all these are coming as a result of COVID. During COVID, majority of us that has never thought using online radio, we have been able to do that. Those that do not have a YouTube channel, majority of us have been able to do that, all because COVID tailored us to that direction. So in essence, COVID-19 has really helped the educational system to get its direction. Instead of investing more on structures, we now do more on facilities that can enhance the use of technology. And while we were discussing at some point, I think we talked about, instead of buying like a 10 million naira smart board, if we really want to equip all lecturers and give each and every one of them a system, get data accessible in the university, that you don't need to stress yourself in getting access to internet, then you can teach effectively and blend your classroom, be it online, even if you are doing face-to-face, your students can be anywhere they are, access you, and personalized learning, individualized learning will be encouraged, and learning will be effective and efficient along the line. And I think it's part of the post-COVID issue that we've really experienced, and it has really helped us as facilitators and learners.
Thank you so much. And back to you, Dr. Ogunrinbokun. How did the COVID year shape the use of technology in the education system?
For me, I would say it's positive.
Okay.
And positive in the sense that it's something that have really brought about a lot of innovation. Like one aspect I would like to talk about, COVID really gave me the opportunity to teach and equally address students outside the shore of Nigeria. I have my own personal experience when I was teaching my account students, and we need to make sure, because in accounting you have to demonstrate.
Yes.
Somehow, which also became my thesis, guided by my Oga that is also here. I would like to say accidentally that you can do more with PowerPoint, and you will still have that interaction, psychomotive. And I get to see that instead of me going to buy a kind of system that will be 100 million, stay at a unit, I can get a tab, even with the one you have now, and I have a stylus pen. I can teach a student here accounting. And that, where I would say my story came me was that after 2 weeks, YouTube sent me a message that I have a YouTube channel. Later, I got a message from a student from Kenya. I got another one from China. I don't know how many. And I got to see that during COVID, I think I made more money. Because while you were teaching, they were equally paying. So now tell me, why would people not want it? So with this, as we are now, our resources is now beyond Nigeria, which means that you're going to have additional income, and that projects Nigeria to be something great. And that also brings flexibility to your life, and then the student. So lecturers can live longer, and then also enhance the children learning.
I think I like that because in teaching, right, it's very good to explore other methodologies, international methodologies, see what is working for them, and think around how you can bring it to the local context and utilize it. I mean, data has also shown that visualizing your teaching makes assimilation very easy. So most times the reason why some students fail is not because they are not smart, but because learning was not just made interactive or easy for them. In closing, do you have any additional thing you would like to share?
I think I'll pick it from the word interaction that you said.
Yes.
That EdTech tools had even done more in terms of interaction.
Yeah.
It has allowed the interaction to go beyond the facilitators and the learners. It has also allowed the parents to play their own role, in the sense that almost all learning management system allows parents to get feedback when the facilitator and the learners are interacting, so they can also get their own information and play their own role. Also, it has also allowed institutions to improve on what they have at present to get to another level. And that's why, as the technological world is moving from 1 to 4.0, the education is also moving from the 1 to 4.0. So I can strongly say that we are moving at the pace at which technology is also moving. And I think Nigeria is part of the country that is really doing well in that regard.
What I would just have to say is that the fear of technology, which is actually one underlying factor, is cybersecurity.
Yes.
But what people just get to know is that for everything we do in life, there's a need for security.
Yes.
So the fear should be removed. If you are afraid, you won't stand up from your bed. Even on the bed is not safe. So what we need to do is remove the fear. Then for those that I want them to also know, for those that are already players, they should also get to know that there are security features you must put around technology.
Yes.
So, and that will take us along. And one last point is, I love what technology have done to Nigeria, because we tend to always see the bad aspect, but the good aspect is that it's really selling Nigerians out there. You get a lot of referrals, like I will also mention that the job that we were doing and Oga was guiding, and you get someone from South Africa just jumped on it that, oh, I love what you are doing. So that really makes us to also project Nigeria. And I think with this, we can go more and then do greater things to really conquer the world.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
So thank you, Dr. Olafare and Dr. Ogunrinbokun, for sharing your wealth of experience with us. As we've heard from our speakers, technology poses a lot of pros and cons, right? But we have to embrace it and just see how we can curb all the challenges and utilize it for optimum assimilation in education. And to our listeners, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you an undergraduate, a lecturer, an academia? What has been your journey utilizing technology as an individual in your institution? Would love to hear from you. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp message at 070-3165-0809 or call 070-6402-0742. Remember, the conversation doesn't end here. Head on to our WhatsApp and Telegram channels to join the discussion. EdTech Mondays Nigeria. Don't forget, you can always catch up on other episodes on Spotify at EdTech Mondays Nigeria and YouTube at CC Hub Africa. Thank you for being part of EdTech Mondays Nigeria. I'm Peace Echiamoha, your host for today. And until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and keep pushing the boundaries of educational technology.
It's time for EdTech Mondays, brought to you by MasterCard Foundation and CC Hub.